we're starting logic, which is the next unit, there's not going to be like math and numbers in this. Logic is like a common sense kind of thing. Like, you've heard the word logic before, right? Yeah. Heard that word before? Okay. So today we're going to do conditional statements. They are if something, then something else. If this happens, then this will happen. We just please shut the computer. So when you look at this first one, do you see how the inside circle, it's like a little Venn diagram, says square? That's the if part, and we call that a hypothesis. So we're going to write, you're going to be writing, it's not really like mathy, it's more English. If a shape is a square. If a shape is a square, and I'm going to color code on mine. You can if you have two different colored pens or something. If you don't, that's fine. You don't have to. But that is our hypothesis. That's the if part. If a shape is a square. All right, comma, then what is the conclusion? You have a hypothesis, that's the if part, and then a conclusion is the then part. So if we have a square, then what? It has 4 sides. So then it has 4 sides. So again, hypothesis is the if part. Conclusion is the then part. If this, and actually it doesn't include the if or the then. I shouldn't have underlined the if. It's just the part after the if and after the then. Okay? So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to talk about converse, inverse, contrapositive. So I'm going to share up here and show you an example of a converse. We'll do these one at a time. All you have to do is look, and I'll read it to you, and just pay attention, and we'll see if we can figure this out, okay? So, can I make this smaller? I want this to go away. Can't see it here. There we go. All right, are you listening? You kind of just have to listen, all right? Your conditional statement. Look at it. If Jaden is buying a Big Mac, then he is at McDonald's. Cool? If Jaden is buying a Big Mac, then he is at McDonald's. Converse. If Jaden is at McDonald's, then he is buying a Big Mac. What do we do? You switched it. Okay? Let's try again. If Elena is wearing flip-flops, then it is not snowing. If Elena is wearing, I hear you talking while I'm talking. I shouldn't hear that. Your earbuds should be on, your should be closed. I don't like that this is ending up on my recording. Right? If Elena is wearing flip-flops, then it is not snowing. If it is not snowing, then Elena is wearing flip-flops. What do? You just switched it. That's all that a converse is. You're switching the hypothesis and the conclusion. Right? So let me end my sharing. We're going to go ahead and write a converse for our statements. Let me stop sharing. So if this is our conditional statement, our converse is going to be if what? We want to flip it around. What's the if part? If a shape has 4 sides, let me give you a note sheet. There you go. So if a shape has 4 sides, then good, it is a square. We're not going to really talk right now too much about whether that's true or not, but is that true? If a shape is a square, or sorry, if a shape has 4 sides, then it's a square. Is that true? Yeah, it's quadrilateral. Can you come up with a shape that has 4 sides but isn't a square? A rectangle. A rhombus. Good job. Perfect. Are you guys paying attention to them? Yeah. You listen. Okay, because I'm going to give you an exit ticket. Go ahead and flip over. Let's look at this one. We're just going to do these one at a time. If a shape has 3 sides, then it is a triangle. So this is your condition, and this is your, that's your hypothesis, and this is your conclusion. Hypothesis and conclusion. So if we write the converse of that, what is it going to be? If what? If a shape is a triangle, you could say it. I know what you mean. If a shape is a triangle, then perfect. You guys got it. Then it has 3 sides. Is that true? If a shape is a triangle, then it has 3 sides. Yeah, that's true. Is the other one true? If a shape has 3 sides, then it is a triangle? Yeah, also true. The shape has 3 sides, it's a triangle. All right, so that's converse. Now we're going to do inverse. Let me share my screen again and I'll show you an example. Because I feel certain you guys will be able to figure it out. So let me go back over here. Scroll down here. All right, I'm going to read them to you. All you have to do is listen and pay attention. You don't even have to write anything for this part. Just listen and pay attention. All right. If Jaden is buying a Big Mac, then he is at McDonald's. Cool? Here's the inverse. If Jaden is not buying a Big Mac, then he is not at McDonald's. Did we switch it around like the converse? No, the first part, the hypothesis, is still about Big Mac, and the second part is still about McDonald's. But what did we do? You put the word not in it. If Jaden is not buying a Big Mac, then he is not at McDonald's. It's called negating it. You negate the statement. You guys listen? We got to do more care now. The caring now has to happen. And then when I hand you the test, if you suddenly care, it's too late. All right? Let's do the Elena and the flip-flops. If Elena is wearing flip-flops, then it is not snowing. If Elena is not wearing flip-flops, then it is snowing. So when you negate, if it already says not in it, then what do? You get rid of the not. Are you guys following? Because I feel like you're all looking at me, but the information's not going in. Let me read it again. If Elena is wearing flip-flops, then it is not snowing. So your inverse. If Elena is not wearing flip-flops, then it is snowing. So if there's already a not in there, what do you do with it? Take it out. Perfect. Okay, we got there in the end. So let's go back to our paper. Thank you. Yes, sorry, I don't want it in the video. Let's go back to our paper and we'll write that down for our two examples here. So here's our conditional statement. If a shape is a square, then it has four sides. We're not going to reverse it. This purple part is still going to be first and the blue part is still going to be second. For an inverse, we're just going to negate it. So what would the first part be? If a shape is a square, I'm going to instead write if a shape is... Perfect, we got there. All right. If a shape is not a square, then, and the blue part still stays second, we're just going to negate it. So instead of it has four sides, then it does not have four sides. Cool. So you're just putting the word not in there. Or if the word not is already in there, you take it out. It's negated. You just do the opposite of what's there. So let's do the inverse for our triangle one. Again, if a shape has... Oh, yeah, sorry. Perfect. All right, so if a shape has three sides, then it is a triangle. We're not switching it. The purple part will still be first. The blue part will still be second. You're negating it. So your hypothesis will now be if what? If a shape does not have three sides, so if a shape does not have three sides, then it is not a triangle. Oh, I wrote it in the wrong spot. Dang, this is supposed to be down here. I'm sorry. Nothing should go in that first one. That's just the starting statement. I apologize. I wrote it in the wrong spot. I'm a human being and I mess up sometimes. So I apologize. I wrote it in the wrong square. Just draw an arrow if you did the same thing as me. So let's review. Converse, the first one we did. What do you do for a converse? You swap them. For an inverse, you do not swap them. You just write or take the word not out. It's called negating. You negate the two statements. Okay? So let me go and show you the last one. And this is the last thing we're doing here today. Is contrapositive. So let me share. Bring up my example here. All right, again, you just gotta look and listen. This is gonna come on. Get that out of the way. Okay. So last one, contrapositive. Are you listening? We're still back to Jaden and his Big Mac here. If Jaden is buying a Big Mac, then he is at McDonald's. Okay? Contrapositive. If Jaden is not at McDonald's, then he is not buying a Big Mac. So what happened? The first part was Big Mac. The second part was at McDonald's. So good. We flipped it like with Converse, and we negated it. Let's read the second one. Good job. If Elena is wearing flip-flops, it is not snowing. If it is snowing, then Elena is not wearing flip-flops. So we swapped them and put not or took not out. So we swapped them and we negated it. So it's like a converse and an inverse put together. Okay? So let's go ahead and write that for our example here. If a shape is a square, then it has 4 sides. Again, I'm going back to my labeled part. We are going to reverse it. So this blue part is going to come first, but we have to negate. So it's going to be if what? If a shape does not have 4 sides. Perfect. If a shape does not have 4 sides, if a shape does not have 4 sides, then, so now you want the purple part, but you also have to negate it. So then it is not a square. Perfect. So converse means you flip it. Inverse means you negate it. And a contrapositive means you do both. It really does help if you color code the original statement so that you can see what goes where. Then we'll just try that last one about the triangle, okay? If a shape has 3 sides, then it is a triangle. So we're going to say if what? Look at the blue part because you want to flip it around. If a shape is not a triangle, perfect. If a shape is not a triangle, and we're going to make up one more after this because I just want to like make sure that we're good. If a shape is not a triangle, then look at the purple part. Then it does not have 3 sides. I want us to make up one more together. If you want to just watch and participate by speaking, that's fine. I'll write it down for us, okay? Let's make up a sentence, though. And you guys can be silly and funny, but it has to be appropriate. If what? Let's make up a sentence. Who's creative? Make up a sentence. Go ahead. Just do the if part. We'll have somebody else do the then part. Okay. If you, and I like that you put not in there. If you do not have money, then what? Then you are, okay, perfect. If you do not have money, then you are broke. You guys are funny. All right. I like it. We have the purple part. We have the blue part. What would be the, we'll just do this verbally. We'll just do this out loud. What would be the converse? Converse. That's the first one. Go ahead. Yeah, that's what we read. If you do not have money, then you are broke. If you are broke, then you do not have money. Cool. All right. Inverse. It's going to stay in the same order. What would be the inverse? If you have money, if you do have money, then you are not broke. Good. And then contrapositive. You're going to negate and switch it. So start with the blue part. You are broke. If you are not broke, then you do have money. Good. Nice. I like it.